Aloha, beautiful souls. This is Ryan of tranSOULution, and welcome to Transform with Ryan, where I am bringing in that light whenever there are shadows. Now, in this pick a card tarot reading, we are going to be looking at quite a few things in regards to your future. So, we're going to be looking at career, relationships, and blessings. So, three big areas of life that we'll be examining here today in this pick a card tarot reading on your future. So, I prepared three separate piles here, and you can take a look here at the first image, which will be a reflection about career, okay? And I'm just going to put some images to the side right now so you can just kind of take a look at the whole package here. So this first was for career. This second bit is about your relationship. So you can take a look here at these images, okay? And if you need to, of course, pause if you need a little more time to feel into the images for relationship. And then lastly, we'll look at the back of this card here. To start off with, these are going to represent the blessings, all right? And I'll flip them over here as well so you can kind of take a look at the other side to see, again, which one calls to you. And I'm getting the sense that perhaps some of you might have a different mixture for your reading, and that's completely fine as well. Just trust your gut and your instinct, and, you know, if one reading in regards to love really speaks to you and one for blessings and career really speaks to you, just follow that, okay? Go with it. So here we have safe home. And then here we have steady. And here we have psychic protection. So those are blessings as well. So you can take a look at those cards for just a moment all together and see which one calls to you. And you'll see down below timestamps. I'm labeling them as pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So go ahead and see which one speaks to you the most, and I will see you at your reading. Hey there, Star Fam! Welcome back to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. And this reading is a big one. Oh my gosh, we're taking a look at a very, very highly likely possible future for you, you know, a future timeline for you to opt into if you like what you hear, if it resonates with you. And we're going to look at, again, three parts. We're going to look at your career first, we're going to look at your relationships, and we're going to look at blessings, okay? So in this first set, we have the Father, we have this heart card, and we have safe home. So I'm going to put these two cards aside for a moment, and then we're going to start here on this first card, okay? And please, oh my God, excuse me, where were my manners? For those of you that this is your first video with me, welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you here at Transform with Ryan, and so happy to connect with you on such a big topic such as the future. So I'm sending you all a very warm welcome and aloha. Thank you so much for joining on this reading, and I really hope you get something out of this that really speaks and resonates with you. And do let me know in the comments below where you're tuning in from. I'd love to hear from you, okay? So we're just gonna put these aside for just a moment. As a matter of fact, let me just put this right here. And let's focus in here on this Father card, this card about your career. So already from the get-go, what I'm seeing is a lot of success in your future. I'm seeing a leadership position or higher up, you know, CEO, CFO, board of directors, manager, store manager, really whatever your aspiration is for the peak of your career, you got it. It's yours to obtain. It like truly is here. And what I'm sensing from this card as well is it's not going to come easily for you. There is going to be some hard work involved, but that hard work is going to pay off in bigger ways than you could even imagine. You know, it's kind of like you're thinking to yourself, okay, I just got to get this done and I'll do this and it'll be fine. And you'll see that the rewards and the fruits of all of this labor far exceeds what you would have expected at the time in the moment. So always be open to receiving because there's a lot coming forward for you. I'm also seeing a lot of teaching with this and helping people learn and lessons. Again, I think that's part of any leadership role that you take. Definitely a lot of financial security with your path forward as well. Because, as you move up in the ranks, your income should also increase as well, correct? And so, definitely, that is coming through for your reading that there's this opportunity for success, for recognition, for raises, for advancement in your career, and also in a way once you're in that position, you're going to be able to help mentor others, teach others, and really make a big impact and make a big difference in your career, in your field, your profession, right? And that's actually what I'm sensing is that's going to vary for each of you. So, for example, if some of you work at a company, then a lot of the effects will be related to the purpose and what that company is for, what it serves the greater whole, what it serves society. And for those of you that maybe are in, you know, more human rights, like your impact is going to be great and you're going to affect a lot of positive changes in the world and help those that are struggling and that are less fortunate, that were born under, you know, less than ideal circumstances such as poverty, poor health, whatever your passion is. And then for those of you that are hoping to be in the media, in Hollywood, in movies, in theaters, in music, social influencers, you are definitely going to be seen as someone who's an expert in your field. You're going to be very well renowned. You're going to have quite the following, quite the fan base. So a lot of beautiful things here coming through with your career. So we're gonna pull some tarot cards, all right, to get some more information about career here. And Spirit has told me to pair up the Wild Unknown archetype deck with the Wild Unknown tarot deck. So we're going to kind of pull these energies together and synergize them for your reading regarding the career aspect of your future. So already this is like such wonderful information to receive, especially if you're someone that is quite ambitious when it comes to your career. Okay, this is like a perfect reading to affirm that for you. So we have the Four of Coins, Four of Pentacles here. Okay, and then we have the Seven of Wands, the Daughter of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, beautiful, and Judgment. Okay, this is amazing. So we have two major arcana cards already there towards the end of this set. But what I'm getting so far, just kind of at first glance, first look here, is it's really important to set a good foundation, to set a good routine, set a timeline. And so for those of you that are familiar with creating vision boards, some people will even create like a 1-year plan, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, is to really write your goals down and get very clear on it. And the purpose of that is anchoring that energy in, anchoring those intentions and those goals into the physical plane, not just like dreams and thoughts and fantasies, this writing it all out, writing it down, that's going to serve as a reminder for you on what you intend to accomplish, like your purpose, why you're here, what are you trying to do, and it'll leave you less open to distractions, all right, and getting derailed or getting sidetracked. It'll serve, again, like I mentioned, as your anchor here. It's going to kind of call you back, bring you back when you stray too far from your goals. And if there are things that come up that are a bit unplanned for, right? Like, life throws you curveballs and things happen that surprise us and that are quite unexpected. Writing it down and having that vision board or that, those sheets of paper and those notes about your goals and being able to look back on it again to once things have settled down, once whatever this surprise and this unexpected twist has run its course, it'll bring you back, and it'll help you pick up where you might have left off. Okay, so it'll kind of call you back and keep you on track. So that's what I'm sensing here with this card, is like really getting the gears in place, getting that strategy in place, and using it to take action. It's a way, also, what I'm sensing here is the way to hold you accountable, and that's father energy. So fathering yourself in a way, and holding yourself accountable to what you say you're gonna do. And here with this Seven of Wands, I definitely see, again, so first of all, you are definitely going to rise to the point of recognition. You are going to really make a name for yourself here. All right. No matter what career field you're in, people are going to be saying your name. They're going to be talking about you in mostly a very positive light. Now, you have to understand that, as you rise to fame and recognition and status, not everybody is going to be your friend. Not everybody's going to be your buddy. That's just not how life works. There are very rare instances of absolutes. Okay. And there are going to be some people that are going to be a challenge for you to win over, or some people that, are just going to be antagonistic. And that's just a normal part of this reality, this existence. Everything is not going to be perfect. Everything is not going to be the way we want it to be. There's always going to be at least that one person that's not on the same page as you, that doesn't really vibe with you. But don't let that dim your light. Don't let that discourage you, okay? Continue moving forward, because again, this is about your success and what your destiny is, what your path is. It doesn't really have as much to do with other people dictating what you deserve, what you should have, what titles you should take, okay? And that brings me, I'm going to just pause on this Daughter of Cups for a moment, but that brings me to this Wheel of Fortune, that this is your destiny, really. This was fated to be, for you to have success. That was your purpose here in this lifetime. It's part of what you planned for your life moving forward, is that you were going to have success in the professional sense. You're going to really make an impact. You're going to make a difference in the world through your career, through your profession, and you're just fulfilling that destiny path here. All right. But again, you can see here with all the strings kind of tangled up, that the path isn't always going to be straightforward. It's not going to be very clear. In fact, what I'm sensing in your path to the top is there's going to be a few dips in the journey, but you're always going to be able to pick yourself back up and come back into the game stronger than ever before. And with this Judgment card, this is really fulfilling your calling. Okay, so this really pairs quite nicely with the Wheel of Fortune, actually, because Judgment is, after all is said and done, what remains? Who are you? What do you have to show for the life that you've lived? And it's this beautiful, successful career here that, you really did your best. You gave it your all. And the results show that. Okay. And you can see there's this one bird here that's white. Kind of looks like a dove, huh? And then there's these darker birds here. I don't know, maybe they're crows, maybe they're ravens. I mean, one of the wings, these two wings actually almost look like bats even, right? Might be interesting to kind of look back at the artist and her intentions for the Judgment card. But in any case, there's people flocking to you. There's people following you here. There's people that's seeing you as a leader, as a guide, as a mentor, as a coach, as a teacher. So you really do have that status as someone who over the course of your career is really going to be well respected. People are going to value your opinions, trust your judgment and your instinct, and they're going to really look to you to help make a lot of decisions here that's going to impact a lot of people. So wow, that's really amazing. It sounds like quite the responsibility, but one that you are definitely going to be able to handle. Okay. Now, here with the Daughter of Cups, this card is very, very interesting because what I'm feeling from this is these emotional ups and downs and sways within your journey forward, like all of the memorable stories and the rise to the top, there always comes with a bit of struggle, right? We love a good struggle. We love a good dose of adversity, don't we? Right? Like, what's the story of a hero without the villain? What's the story of a triumph without the obstacles, right? And so this card sort of represents that because it represents the Daughter of Cups and really your emotional response to whatever stresses may come up along your journey. But those are really, as you can see, the reflection of the Daughter of Cups is a rainbow. It's very, very colorful. And what's really speaking to me about this card here in your reading is that you're going to take these experiences and you're really going to grow and evolve from it. And it's like I mentioned this earlier, like whenever you hit a roadblock or whenever you stumble, perhaps even if you ever have periods where you fall down along your journey here to your highest expression in your career and your profession, you're going to take all of that and it's just going to be more fuel for your commitment and your hard work towards your goal. It's kind of like fuel for the fire, okay? The passion within you to achieve and realize your dreams and aspirations. And yes, so Spirit was saying you're going to take a lot of these struggles and these trials and tribulations and you're going to use it to inspire others. Like a lot of people, as you can see by this flock here, there's going to be like a lot of people that you will inspire with your story as you make your way to the top. And you're going to really inspire people to help them believe that, hey, anything is possible. Like if you can do it, they can do it. And you're going to really motivate them. You're going to touch their hearts. That's what I'm sensing here with this Daughter of Cups. You're really going to move a lot of people and touch their hearts through your journeys from the very beginnings and the start of your path forward. So that's really, really cool. I love your reading with what's coming through with your career, and it sounds like you're going to be quite successful. I'm so happy for you. And, again, I would love, maybe you'll feel inspired at some point in the future to write your autobiography about your life journey, and that's going to be quite fun to read. Now let's take a look at love, shall we? So why don't we, as a matter of fact, what I'm feeling is let's take a deep breath in and out, because again, this is a lot of information here in this reading. It's quite jam-packed. So take a deep breath in and out. And I mean, maybe you need to pause this video and just kind of soak in and integrate all this information that came through already about your career. So you can pause, but I'm going to move on to this love section. Love and relationships, I should say. So that will encompass family and friends. So we're going to see what's going to come through from Spirit, if there's going to be one type of relationship that's going to be highlighted here on what this reading is able to share with you. So this was the card for love relationships, okay? And on the back it says, close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. And so what I'm seeing with this card is actually so heartwarming. It's so beautiful that perhaps you had your doubts about having either a beautiful family. Maybe some of you were concerned about fertility. That's very interesting. I didn't expect that to come through. And maybe some of you were concerned about friendships and really finding your community, finding people that really understand you and get you. I'm seeing a lot of really lifelong friendships forming here. People that you are going to maintain contact with even when you're old and retired and enjoying that retired life. I mean, who knows if you end up in sort of a senior living home, like you'll make a lot of friends there. Some of your friends may even move into the same place as you so you can kind of hang out, right? Play cards together or whatever the craze will be, the hobbies will be for the elderly. But I see a lot of lifelong connections here for your future. And that's really going to bring you joy. Okay. So, a lot of family ships, family relationships, friendships. And I'm seeing love, like that fulfillment of romantic love for you all. Finding a partner that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. Okay. Um, like this tree here, like trees live to be very, very old and very tall and very sturdy and strong. And so that's what I'm getting as far as your relationships go. They're going to be very strong. They're going to stand the test of time. Ooh, yes, that's perfect. They're going to stand the test of time. So let's get some tarot cards through here for love and relationships, okay? And let's see what Spirit is able to share in regards to your future. All right, so we have the Two of Pentacles. Beautiful. So this telling definitely is telling me you have quite the balance here. You know, we were talking about your profession and your work earlier and how it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of effort and time and energy on your part. But you're throughout your life for the future, you're going to be able to maintain that balance and find that balance between home life and work life. And I mean, honestly, that's what a lot of people strive for, right? Four of Swords. So again, I'm seeing with this, I'm sensing the creation of boundaries. You're going to be able to create the boundaries within your personal life and your professional life and make sure that one doesn't take over the other, at least not as much as you can help it, of course, right? I also see with this card a lot of vacations, a lot of rest, a lot of opportunities to enjoy the fruits of your labor here. Like you're doing all this hard work and really giving your energy and time to so many other people and initiatives that it's only right that you be able to make sure you take breaks and enjoy the life that you've built and created for yourself. And here, oh, we have the world. Yes, on top of the world. Oh, this is so beautiful. I'm so happy for you that chose these cards here for this first group. You really feel on top of the world. It's kind of like, my gosh, I get the feeling it's you're gonna look back on your life like, wow, I really did have it all. I had a wonderful family. I had a wonderful relationship. I have wonderful friends, wonderful opportunities and career path. And this is regardless of your background. I really feel it's important to dispel this myth that if you are born into unfortunate circumstances, then you have to stay there, that you can't rise above it. And no, my loves, this is you. Like, wherever there is challenge, you are going to overcome it. So if there's challenges within your personal life, you're going to overcome it. You're going to be able to work through it and come to a resolution that you feel good about. Okay? Seven of Cups, dreams. Wow. I like dreams are coming true for you when it comes to love and family and friendship, like and community, especially. I'm sensing like you're really gonna feel like you belong. There's this strong sense of belonging and feeling valued and loved and cared for when it comes to your relationships. That's amazing. Um, and there's some, I don't know why, but this number seven is really calling out to me here. I mean, maybe there it'll be you and seven friends, or six, I guess, because there's you and then six other people, right? So it could be that there are your circle of seven really close friends. Maybe your family will have seven people, right? Like, I don't know if it's going to be you, your partner, and um, five kids, or you, your partner, a dog, a cat, and three kids. I don't know. Maybe you'll adopt kids even. Like, but it seems like seven is a very strong number for your core relationships, your core group of people that are going to be with you throughout life. And the Ace of Wands. Oh, how beautiful is that? So, with relationships, I see really for you that there's a lot of beautiful opportunities for you to connect with people. Probably because of your job, especially, right? That you're going to have a lot of fame, a lot of notoriety, a lot of people will know you and they're going to be talking about you no matter what, again, your profession is. There's going to be people that have heard of you, and that's going to open up these new opportunities to meet people and form bonds and relationships, acquaintances, maybe for some of you, partnerships and collaborations as far as business goes. Okay. So there's this wide opening for that. And I'm sensing a lot of enjoyment. So this card really spoke to joy, right? And I, with this Ace of Wands, is like this, it looks like a lollipop, right? And when I was growing up, I don't even know if that's a thing right now, to be honest with you. I don't know if I see it much. But when I was growing up, children's treats, like one of the favorite treats of children that I see in cartoons and TV shows before were like lollipops or ice cream. Okay, so I really feel this sense that you're going to see all of your relationships as a real treat in your life, something that really enhances your life. And that makes sense here because if you go back to this first part with the Two of Pentacles and the Four of Swords, it's like you value this part of your life. And so you protect it and you guard it and you hold the time that you spend with family and friends, your personal time, just as important as your time with work, your time with your career. And it really shows now that you have this beautiful balance here with your future. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that Spirit wants to point out with these cards here, with this combination. And okay, so Spirit is telling me to rearrange this a little bit and see what comes through here. Okay, so perhaps a number. So we have 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 4 is 7, plus 7 is 14. So yes, the number 7 is going to be a big, big deal for a lot of you. So keep that in mind. So we have 7 here, and 21 is divisible by 7, right? It's a 3, and we have 3 piles, so 7. 7 is going to be a very important number for you. So however that resonates, what I'm getting is that it's going to be very specific and unique for each of you. So I don't know, 7 years to the top. Maybe your address has the number 7 in it. The number of people in your family is the number 7. Maybe the month of July, the 7th month of the year, is going to have significance to you. Or with this moon, I'm feeling like zodiac energy. So in order, we have Aries, Taurus. That's going to be Libra then. Yes, Libra is the 7th sign of the zodiac. Okay, so Libra season, or maybe a Libra person, is going to be very significant and very important to you. So, wow, okay, that was kind of random, right, guys? Or, well, I guess there's no real random when it comes to spirit and the grand design, really, huh? So, all right, that was beautiful. I love it. Wow, like career and personal life are looking so amazing for you, my loves. So if you want to take a moment, like I mentioned earlier, to soak that in and just absorb that information, you can pause before we start this next session on blessings. So blessings coming in from in your future, I should say. Where I don't know what I was trying to say. The blessings coming in for your future. Let me take a sip of my tea here. So here we have safe home. Oops. Oh my gosh, I keep bumping this. So safe home. I cast this circle round about. Safely now is beyond doubt. Oh, sorry. Safety now is beyond doubt. Wow. So, what I'm really getting here is that the blessing is that you are truly protected. So, in these times that we were talking about where there's maybe going to be trials and tribulations, always you are protected. And what I'm getting from spirit is like, whatever the worst case scenario is you're picturing, it's never going to come to pass. Never. That's how protected you are. That's how safe you are. So, for example, if you ever have this fear like you're going to be completely broke, out on the streets, starving, like spirit is like, it's never going to get to that. Or if you have this fear for the safety of your life or your loved ones, as if, some crazy circumstance is gonna happen to them, like a shooting or some kind of car or plane crash or some terrible, awful accident, like those things, Spirit is saying, like, it's protecting you, okay? That these really extreme circumstances are not really going to be a part of your life. Like you're going to have to struggle and, things will happen that are going to really challenge you and test you. And of course, maybe make you question just how safe and protected you are. But Spirit is like, don't worry. Like it could be a lot worse, but it won't. Okay? Like there are worse things that can happen, and those things are not going to happen to you during your life. That is really amazing. That's a beautiful blessing to have, that you won't be left destitute. You won't ever be left truly alone. You won't really be left, unemployed or jobless. Like those are things that won't happen to you, or at the very least, Spirit is saying it won't be the case for you for long, okay? You're always going to be able to turn it around. You're always going to be able to come back to having something, okay? It's not going to be the case that you'll ever be in the situation of having nothing. Um, wow, and your angels are really coming through. Your angels are coming through. Your ancestors are coming through, and they've helped cast this circle of protection around you. Um, wow. Okay, so what's coming through from Spirit, again, I love how these messages are coming through that are quite surprising and quite unexpected. But Spirit is saying, like, part of your role here, and this may not resonate with everybody, but you have a big purpose here on this planet, in this world. You have a really big purpose here. And so, because you took on this big purpose prior to coming into this life, prior to being this born, like you agreed, prior to being born, you agreed, like, hey, I'm going to make a big impact. I'm going to be of service. I'm going to be a positive force on this world that's going to help shift the energies and change the vibrations of this planet, this reality. Spirit was like, well, that's a big, big goal and endeavor to take on alone. So you will have the aid of the angels and the ancestors to fulfill this purpose and this mission. They are alongside you, helping you to accomplish this. Wow, I love that. Oh, that is so very beautiful. So, my loves, if you really had big goals, big dreams, don't give up on them. You are protected, you are guided, it will all work out. It's in the cards for you, it's in your destiny. So, don't ever give up. Don't ever give up on your dreams and your goals and your ambitions. Okay, let's get some more information on these blessings. So, we have Six of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful. So this speaks a lot to your relationships, especially relationships concerning family and childhood. So maybe you even have, like, some best friends since you were kids that are going to be your lifelong friends. We have Three of Coins. Wonderful. So a lot of connection, a lot of collaboration. And I'm seeing this protection energy again. Like we have these ogre looking creatures here in the background, and this person is not worried about them, not even afraid, because they know, this young person knows that they're protected, that they're safe always. And so there are going to be people who maybe they wish something ill on you because they're jealous, perhaps, and none of that energy is really going to phase you or affect you. Oh, beautiful. The Four of Wands. So celebrations. I'm really sensing a beautiful and happy home life here, to be quite honest. Like, I've been feeling that throughout this reading, that your home life, the family that you create, um, your own personal family, and maybe like your family from a childhood, like your parents and your siblings and stuff, but especially your family that you create, your chosen family, the family that you have with your partner, if you choose to have kids, like there's a lot to celebrate there. You're gonna really have a lot of wonderful birthdays, a lot of wonderful anniversaries. You're really protected in that regard, and that protection extends to your loved ones as well. Strength. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. So you are getting that strength lended to you from your ancestors, your angels. You're not ever in this alone. There are a lot of unseen forces supporting you here. Um, yeah, and with this, like I'm just called to look at this really bizarre looking animal here that has different body parts. And Spirit is saying like you're really gonna get a lot of help and aid from places you wouldn't expect to get assistance, okay? Like you're really gonna have a lot of wonderful surprises in your life where it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't think this person remembered me, or oh my gosh, this stranger was so kind and really helped us out when, I don't know, when our car broke down, or when we missed our plane or missed our boat or whatever, right? You're just gonna have like these what seemingly random occurrences where you thought like, oh crap, we're screwed. And it's like at the last minute, something is gonna come through and be like, no, it's okay, I got you. And that's with that orchestration of your angels and your ancestors to help you out. Ooh, the devil. Interesting here. So I'm hearing the word temptation when it comes to the devil here. That there are definitely going to be some temptations along your path, things that might look like a lot shinier, a lot better, and you're like, ooh, what's that? That looks better than what I have going for me right here. And what I'm getting from Spirit is you know, it's not going to take you long to figure out the deceits. Like there's definitely going to be signs for you to be like, hey, that person's trying to trick you, they're trying to play you, or the grass is actually not greener on the other side over there. It's not. Don't be tricked, don't be fooled. So yeah, I definitely sense it there. I would say as you rise up in fame and fortunes, there are going to be those people that are kind of opportunistic, right? Those people that are like scammers, people that are going to try to pull a fast one on you, that are going to try to, capitalize and take a piece of your wealth without, you know, earning it or by the most honest means. And Spirit is like, nope, you're gonna see them for the snake that they are. You're not gonna be tricked by it whatsoever. The spirits, your angels, your guides are gonna help expose those individuals. So wow, lots of protection here for you. I love it. My gosh, I'm so happy and thrilled for you that you're experiencing this protection. Um, Let me see if there's anything else we have here. So we have three, four. I'm just kind of looking since we had this in the other part of your reading. 3, 4, 6, 8, and 15. Okay, yeah, Spirit is really telling me, like, don't worry about it. Nothing with the numbers here for me to point out for you. So, my dears, oh my gosh, this was such a fun reading. I hope you really enjoyed it and you're looking forward to the life ahead of you. My God, it sounds amazing. It sounds lovely. And if you enjoyed this reading and it resonated with you and you're calling a lot of these wonderful, wonderful things into your reality, make sure to like and comment down below. And of course, subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet already. So that way you don't miss out on any new videos. And if you're interested, I did link a video up here if you want to go to another reading at this time. But if not, no worries. Otherwise, my loves, this was such a pleasure. I'm sending you so much love and cosmic hugs. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And my gosh, it looks like you're going to have wonderful, wonderful rest of your life and years here up ahead. It's so awesome. Take care, huns. Hey there, Star Fam. Welcome back to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. And oh my God, is this a big one? We are looking at the future here. Like I mentioned once again earlier on in the intro to the video, we're looking at career, we're looking at relationships, love, and blessing. So, three big areas of your life, of your future. And this reading is going to be something else already. I know it, I can feel it. And for those of you that are new to this channel and the content here, just sending you a big warm welcome and aloha. So happy that you're here. So happy to have you here. I really hope this reading resonates with you and you enjoy it as much as I'm going to enjoy doing it for you. So I'm going to put these two cards to the side for now, just so we can focus in on the career portion. Then, like I said, we'll move on to relationships and love. And lastly, we'll look at the blessings, okay? So for those of you that were drawn to this Maiden card, in regards to your career, I sense a lot of adventure up ahead. I sense a lot of variety. I see these opportunities for you to really shift the direction of your career, of your path forward. That what I'm seeing is you're not that person that's going to have the same job forever, okay? You know, oftentimes it seems like that's more a thing of the past in this modern day and age, but for sure you're going to embody that person that's very versatile, that is quite excited with life, that has a lot of energy, okay? The Maiden has this very youthful, vibrant energy, this energy that really seeks adventure, it really seeks challenges. You're just not that type of person that's going to be suited for like a desk job for the rest of their life, okay? Where you're just like sitting at a desk 9 to 5, doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Like that's just not you. Your attention demands more than that, right? You get what I'm hearing is you get bored rather easily if you're asked to do the same thing over and over and over again. So you're not that person that, you know, likes to be on an assembly line or just likes to punch into work and just do their duties like a robot and then come home, right? Like that's really not for you. You crave adventure. And so what I'm getting, actually, wow, this just came through. What I'm getting is that many of you will actually find a job in which you get to travel quite a bit. So you either travel for work because maybe the company you work for has multiple international branches even, or multiple branches within your state or your country that you get to travel to, speak to people in other branches, maybe even teach people or go and assist with events and conferences, things like that. For some of you, I definitely even see the possibility to work in the airline and travel industry. So either on a cruise ship or airlines, for sure. Some of you even like tour guides. Wow, okay, that's interesting. Tour guides I'm getting for some of you to really share the culture and the sights of the localities. Yeah, definitely. I'm sensing a lot of international work though for many of you. That's the part, the destiny, I should say, of your career path is international work. And again, you're not going to be holding the same position every time. So it could be that you switch companies for sure. Some of you, I'm sensing you definitely switch careers. You know, maybe you're going to be like me. Like I started out in medicine and now I'm doing YouTube and coaching, like life coaching, spiritual coaching, self-development coaching, right? Like that's not what I went to school for all these years, but that's where my path took me. And so that's going to be your destiny as well, is to have this shift in your career. I mean, you know, honestly, I met some people in my class when I went back to pursue my training and certification and degree to be a physician assistant. There were people who were like in their 40s who left their job and said, hey, I want to work in medicine now. Like, this is my passion. This is what I want to do. And they completely changed their careers. I think one of them was like an accountant even. And then they were like, I want to do medicine. So I see that as part of your journey forward, as part of your future, that, you know, what you start out doing in your 20s is likely not going to be what you're doing in your 30s, and that may not be what you're doing in your 40s and 50, like, and so on. Okay, so you're going to have this very colorful resume, if you will. I love that. That's really cool. So Spirit told me to pair the archetype, the Wild Unknown archetype cards with the Wild Unknown tarot cards to get more information here regarding your career, the future of your career here. Let's see what we got, okay? So let me know in the comments down below. Does that resonate with you so far? Are you like feeling that energy? Does this sound something that is so you, that is just like, oh my God, that's me. I want to travel all over the place as part of my job. I want to meet new people. I want to see new places. The world is your oyster. So here we have the Three of Swords coming out. Next we have the Two of Swords. Wow, interesting. We have, wow, Five of Swords. Lots of swords energy for you here. So definitely what I'm already sensing here without getting too far into it is you are someone that really enjoys learning. Like you enjoy a good challenge, you enjoy new information, you enjoy talking to people, sharing ideas. You're very cerebral, you're very intelligent as well. That could be why you have multiple careers, because you're just multi-talented. You have a very powerful brain and it's capable of doing all sorts of things, right? You're not really just boxed in to one type of person, one type of job. You're quite skillful at several things. Maybe like a jack of all trades, if you will. Ace of Cups here, interesting. And ooh, the Magician. Wow, okay, okay. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. So, real quick, before I forget, because I'm gonna dive deep. You know how we do here at Transform with Ryan. Dive deep. We like to get to the heart of the matter here. um, for some of you, what came through really strongly when I pulled out this Ace of Cups is you're definitely going to meet someone, a very, very big love interest in through work. Okay, so it might be a coworker, it might be a client that you have. There's definitely going to be a lot of opportunities, perhaps, in romance because of the work that you do. So that's very thrilling and that's very exciting for many of you. And let's kind of take a look here at this swords energy, okay? So with this card, I'm sensing there are going to be a lot of times where you are feeling bored and you're going to feel a bit lost as part of your career path. And that can be expected, especially if if you have multiple interests, right? You have a lot of different things that fascinate you, that inspire passion in you, okay? There's going to be a lot of moments in life where you feel really just disinterested, where you feel kind of let down, where there's going to be times where you're like, oh, I guess it's not as all cracked that it's cracked up to be, right? Maybe there are times where you're like, okay, I'm going to change my career, I'm going to move on to something else, and you might be thinking to yourself, oh, this is my career, I can see myself doing this for the rest of my life, only to come and find out that, yo, actually, I'm over this. I'm ready for something new, something different, okay? And that's something that you're going to have to overcome personally. What I'm sensing here is that there is this programming or this belief system that that a stable career leads to stability in life. Okay, where it's like you just stick with this job. This is what you went to school for. This is what you've trained for. Just stick with it. Like, don't give up on it. Like, keep moving forward. It's just sort of a bump in the road. Okay, this like midlife crisis of your job, and like just don't think anything of it. It'll pass. It'll like go away. I'm sensing that there's some like beliefs and some thoughts surrounding that, and really, it's like this is just your nature. Your This is interesting. So what Spirit is saying is that perhaps many of you are cardinal signs in the zodiac, or you have a lot of planetary placements in the cardinal signs. So what are the cardinal signs exactly? So the cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. Those are the cardinal signs of the zodiac. So what is a cardinal sign exactly? Cardinal signs are great at initiating things. They're great at inspiring people to get involved. They're really passionate. They have a lot of interest, and in the beginning they're very, very focused because again they have all that passion for new things, new learnings, new opportunities, new challenges, new experiences. They love the new. Okay, and the problem that a lot of cardinal signs face is sustaining it. So that's what the fixed signs are for. So the fixed signs are all about sustainability, and they're perhaps more the personality types that can find a career and stick with it for the rest of their life and retire from that career. And for the cardinal signs, they need more variety, they need change, they thrive off of change, okay? And so that's going to be a source of stress for you, perhaps earlier on until you really um, step into yourself and accept yourself and your nature and who you are authentically, okay? Um, Now, with this, I see a lot of surprises in your career path. There's a lot of things you're not going to be able to see. And here we have this eclipse energy here. So a lot of out with the old, in with the new, out with the old, in with the new. Like you're going to experience a lot of cycles within your professional career where it's like you find something new, it's awesome, you're having so much fun, you are able to sustain it for a little bit, and then you kind of lose interest and you want to do something different, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. There really, really isn't. I need you to understand that there's nothing wrong with wanting variety in your life and wanting to be doing different things and not doing the same old all the time. And so there's going to be a lot of surprises here that you're not going to see. There's going to be a lot of shifts and changes throughout your life. And at times that can be stressful, right? I'm sensing some stress here with the 3 and the 5 of swords. Um, but ultimately, it's like you also enjoy it. There's a part of you that gets this thrill out of change in your life. And there's this excitement that can come with it as well. And, to be honest, change isn't really a bad thing, okay? Change can be good and you can still grow in your life path, all right? Like some people think like, oh, I'm gonna start out as, a worker, then I'll be like a shift leader, then I'll be a manager, store manager, regional manager. Like they feel like this corporate ladder kind of structure is the way to go. That's kind of like the programming. And that's the way to success. So if you give up now as a worker, you're never going to get to be a CEO. And that's not true. Like, who knows? Maybe you'll be inspired to start your own business. So you'll go from working for someone else to starting your own business and being a CEO. Like this notion of the corporate ladder doesn't really apply to you. Okay? That's really not your path when it comes to career. And that okay, so the one thing that just came through from spirit right now is you're really going to have the means and the sense to diversify your income. And so your job is not going to be the sole source of income that you have. Maybe some of you are going to buy property and you'll be able to collect rent money, right, for your properties, and you can have an income there. Maybe some of you will invest in stocks, crypto, NFTs, right? Maybe some of you will have an Airbnb. Some of you will have a side hustle, a side gig, YouTube even, right? So you are going to have diversified income streams. And so you won't have to rely on a 9 to 5 job to sustain you, okay? So that's what I'm really sensing here with these cards. Now, with the Magician card, this is really beautiful here because what this says to me is that when you set your mind to something, when you feel it in all your being, when you're passionate about it, you can make it come true. Whatever you think, feel, and imagine for yourself, you can make it come true. You are the creator of your life and your destiny. If anyone can have this kind of lifestyle, it's you. Okay? Like you're not the type of personality I see to get easily discourage or stay down for very long. Okay, the sword's energy is very quick energy. Okay, so yeah, you may have your downs, but they don't last for very long. You're very quick to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, try again, move forward. Okay, so if you think of that song by Aaliyah, "Try Again." I don't know if any of you have heard that song or are familiar with Aaliyah. She's like one of my favorite artists from that era of the late '90s, early 2000, before she unfortunately passed away in like an airplane crash. But check out her music. I'm feeling like maybe some of you will resonate with that. And she has that song, "Try Again." That was one of her biggest hits. And that might be like a jam for you to dance to when you're feeling low and you're feeling stuck and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do next? And that'll get you back on track to like, hey, you create your destiny. So what is it? What do you do? What do you want to do next? Because you'll be super successful at it and you'll do really well. So don't let yourself be held down for long. Oh my God, and we have this cheetah here. Well, duh, cheetah is one of like the fastest land mammals. I think it's the gazelle is the fastest land mammal, and then the cheetah is right after. But in any case, you are very fast, you're very quick-minded, quick-witted, and that's going to take you very far here when it comes to career. And I say this as career because again, you're going to hold a lot of different occupations, a lot of different roles in your lifetime here, and that's going to create quite this colorful life for you where you definitely won't ever be bored. And you're definitely not going to be like a zombie or a robot here. So that's really cool, really fascinating story for you that we're drawn to this Maiden card. So let's now move on to love and relationships. Okay, so definitely take a moment here to pause, take a deep breath, soak and integrate this information in from this first portion of your reading. I'm going to take a sip of my tea and we'll move on to love and relationships. Okay, so we have this beautiful image here on this heart for you. And on the back, it says friendship. Nurture the bonds of friendship within your relationship, and your love life will dramatically improve. Wow. So friendships are going to be a big part of your life. It seems friendships maybe more so than family. So your chosen family, if you will, is like your really close friends, right? Your besties, your BFFs, your ride or dies. And so right from the get-go, I'm sensing that you are definitely going to have some lifelong friends, people that are going to be with you through a lot of your life. They're going to see you evolve and change and grow throughout your lifetime, through all the different careers. I'm sensing even all the different relationships that you may have before you decide to settle down. And what I'm sensing here is that, remember how that Ace of Cups came out with like opportunities for a lot of love, that you are really going to ultimately settle down with someone that is one of your best friends. So either you love them and you connect with them in a romantic relationship and then they're your best friend also, or it could be for some of you that, you know, they start out as your best friends and maybe you guys, it's not the right time and it's not the right place or whatever, and you guys have separate relationships, but ultimately you come back together and have a romantic relationship with each other. It reminds me of this movie with, I think it was called like 41 Days or 31 Days. I don't know. It had Anne Hathaway in it, and I forget the main actor's name, but they were like friends all throughout youth, and they kind of had this love for each other, but it was one of those situations where it's like, oh, I don't want to ruin our friendship by trying to introduce romance. Like, what if you don't feel the same way as I do? And then ultimately, you know, after they go through life, I think they actually both marry different people, right? And then their first marriage kind of ends. I don't remember the circumstances fully, but their first relationship ends and then they come together and then they get married. Okay? So it could be something very similar like that for your future, that someone who you only regarded as a friend before ultimately becomes the love of your life. or you meet someone and you really connect with them emotionally and they become your best friend through that love connection. So, either way, because again, this is a general reading here. So let's pull some tarot cards to get some more information on this friendship and love dynamic within your life. Yeah, I'm not sensing a lot of strong family vibes for your reading. So that information isn't really going to come through as far as relationships go. It seems to be focused primarily on your friends and your lover or your partner or your spouse, whatever you end up choosing to have, okay? And honestly, I think that's so beautiful that there's a lot of different ways that are known these days to be in connection and in bonds with some other being, with another soul, okay? It doesn't have to just be marriage all the time. Like, there's other ways to have a deep connection with people and a commitment. Ooh, we have the Three of Cups, so definitely tons of friendships in your life, lifelong friendships, celebrations, love, joy, laughter. I'm seeing all of that here for you. Oh, so you're never gonna be lacking for a good friend, no matter where you travel, no matter where you go. Four of Wands here. So, wow, celebrations. So, your life will be this one big celebration. I get the sense here that um, big dates and milestones in life are a big part of you. Like, you love celebrating birthdays, you love celebrating anniversaries, holidays, reunions. Like, you really just, and you're that type of person, and the people around you are like, yeah, let's go out to dinner. Yeah, let's go on a trip together. Like, you really love doing things with your friends, spending time with them, that quality time, and really connecting with them. That's what I'm really feeling here and sensing for you all. Oh, I love it. We have the Page of Pentacles. Lovely. So there's definitely this sense of adventure is what I'm getting with this. So with the Page of Pentacles, it's definitely someone who enjoys the finer things in life, good food, good and comfortable accommodations. And so when you spend time with your friends, you take these trips, like, you will rent out that nice Airbnb, that nice villa, that nice cabin, and you will really have a good time with each other, celebrating, and you'll go eat at very delicious, yummy restaurants and go on shopping sprees together if that's what you're into. For some, I'm getting cars for some of you as well. Like, maybe some of you are really big fans of cars and really, pimping out your ride or whatever. I think that was a show on MTV, Pimp My Ride, like back in the day, where they really like upgraded their vehicles. And for others of you, I also, this is really interesting. Football. There was a story I saw on the news a few weeks back where there were these older gentlemen, I think they were like in their 60s, 70s at this point. When they were younger, they bought season passes and tickets for this football team. And every year they would meet. I think it was like during the playoffs, could have even been the Super Bowl. So that was kind of their commitment, was to every year get the tickets to go to the Super Bowl. And that was their way of reconnecting with each other. No matter where they moved to or where they lived, they would always come back together at the Super Bowl. So it could be for you guys that there's a sports team, an athletic team, and that's the way you guys would bond and celebrate together. You go catch a game. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Here we have the Queen of Swords. Wonderful. So I'm sensing a lot of honest relationships here. So these are like true friends. These are not sort of like fun time friends. Do you know what I mean? So when I was younger, there were people that your crew that you go out to the clubs with, that you would party with, they were like your party friends, so your fun friends. And then there were your friends who were also fun. They could be fun too, but they were your friends that you would like open up your heart and soul to, that you would share your deepest secrets with. When you were struggling, you could go to them for help and assistance. They had your back. They were a shoulder to cry on, and you were the same for them. So you have your like real friends and your fun time friends, right? Which I guess some people might call them even acquaintances. And so, these relationships that you've built in your life, they're gonna be your true friends, and your lover too, your spouse is gonna be a true friend. There's a lot of honesty between all of you. There's a lot of holding space for each other, and um, like you don't hold anything back from each other. If someone's doing something janky, you say so. You're like, yo, that was really messed up or rude what you did. Like, you owe me an apology. Like, there's that level of friendship between all of you where it's like you take the good and the bad, you take the whole package, and you love each other for the flaws and all. And, it's just like you feel so comfortable around them. And the night, wow, so we have a lot of people here, a lot of why am I blanking on the word now, a lot of court cards here. So we have Knight of Cups. So what I'm already sensing is there's definitely at least minimum of 3 people in your life that are like your ride or die, your crew. Like, they will be your friends forever and probably even beyond, is what I'm sensing here. Like, these could even be connections from a past life. Like, you knew each other in a past life and you had very close connections in a past life, and you'll have close connections moving on to a future life even, right? So there's definitely this sort of like group of people that you are really, really close and connected with, okay? Now, with this Knight of Cups energy that I'm getting here is I'm feeling a lot of love. And what I'm sensing with the types of relationships and love connections that you have with people is you would really go above and beyond for them. You would move heaven and earth for them, and they would do the same thing for you. Like, they 100% have your back here. Always, through thick and thin, they are going to be there for you through thick and thin, no matter what. Always reliable. That's what I'm also getting with the Queen of Swords energy, is, and complemented too actually by the Page of Pentacles, is this reliable, steady presence in your life. And oh my God, this is amazing. So what I'm getting is that your friendships and your lover, best friend, right? They are really the anchor for you throughout your life. They're like your home base, because you don't really have a home base because you're moving around. You're a worldwide traveler, right? You're changing your career regularly. You're doing different things throughout your life. You're going on all these adventures, and they are your home. They're your anchor here. Wow, that's really beautiful. Yeah, because we have Queen, Page, Knight. So we have sort of this like family kind of unit. We're just missing the king, but that's fine. We have at least 3 core members of the family here. Wow. Oh my God. That's so lovely. That's so, so beautiful. So you have your ride or die crew here, and they really ground you. You're really supportive of each other, nurturing of each other, got each other's back. You're there for each other through the ups and the downs. Oh my God. I love it. And you guys know how to celebrate. That's what these 2 cards here are saying. Like, you know how to celebrate. You know that there are rough times in life. And so you really celebrate the good times. You go all out. You really, oh my God, how do you say this? There's so much gratitude for the good times, and you celebrate it to the max. You don't hold back on celebrating. You work hard, you party hard, you struggle hard. Like, you do everything all out here. So a very, very full life is what I'm getting. You really experience life. You live life. Ah, wow, I love that. Oh my God, that was so, so beautiful. Oh my gosh, these readings are just amazing. I'm so in love with them. So happy to be able to share this with you. Okay, so we're looking now at blessings. Okay, we're looking at blessings coming in your future. And let me just take a sip here. Again, you can pause the video if you want to soak in that part about love and relationships, and definitely take a deep breath. Let's kind of refresh the energy here. Because this is like a mega reading. It's like 3 readings in one, really. Okay, so we have study. Let my mind be clear and strong. Let me study well and long. So this is actually going back to this very powerful mind of yours, this very powerful intellect. And that is a blessing because, there are very few people that can pick up things quite as fast as you can. So, oh my God, Spirit is saying this is a real blessing as well because as people get older, sometimes their mind kind of wanes, right? Their mind, they kind of, in literature they say your faculties, so your processing, your cognitive skills, right? Your brain power, that can kind of whittle down as you get older. That can kind of like plummet as you get older, and a lot of people get so forgetful, and they have a hard time learning new things. There's so many times that I've been on calls with people where they're like, oh, forgive me, I'm really bad at technology. Like, I'm such a slow learner. Like, those kinds of phrases that definitely are not empowering, like, at all. Hopefully you don't say those things. And if you do, you definitely need to stop saying those things because you don't want to channel that energy and manifest that energy, right? You definitely don't have that problem, and you will not have that problem. Your brain will always be very, very sharp. Um, and you're always going to be able to learn new things. Like, you're not going to be one of those people that really struggles with having to learn a new skill or a new talent, Like, think about the people that are elderly right now and alive, right? Can you imagine how tough a time some of them might be having when it comes to learning how to use a smartphone, learning how to use a laptop or a computer? Like, there are some people who are senior citizens who are elderly who really struggle with that. And some of them are really put off by it, right? They're like, my gosh, I don't want to check in for my flight online and download my boarding pass. I want to go to the ticket counter. I want to arrive super early and check my bags in, give it to a live person, and get my hard copy, like my printout of my ticket. What do you mean it's on my phone, right? Like, those people really struggle. Or people who, what's the other thing that I hear a lot with people? Oh, like when you call people, like, how come I can't just call them and speak to a live person? Why do I have this phone tree, these automated messages? And they're not the ones to like hop on the website. And a lot of websites now, they have this live chat feature where you can actually chat with someone from the company, like by direct messaging and stuff. And like, some people just don't like that. Like, I want to call you, and then they get frustrated because they get the runaround through these phone trees and like they get placed on all these long holds when a lot of times it's a lot faster to just send a message, whether a DM or an email, and you get a response, or a text message, and that's just not their way, and they're really resistant to that kind of change. But not you. Your blessing is you embrace change. You embrace learning new things. You get quite excited and thrilled when there's something new to learn, and you pick it up really, really quickly. And that's a talent, and that's a skill that is literally a blessing that's going to serve you throughout your life. Okay, like, you are not going to be discouraged or put off or held back by the way the world is changing. You're quite, adaptable. Yes, that is a beautiful word. You're very adaptable to the circumstances, to the situation. Um, yes, yes. And that speaks to earlier when we were looking at those cards in your career. There's a lot of swords energy, right? So that's very quick energy. Like, nothing, you don't stay stuck for very long. Okay, you're good at troubleshooting. Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. Wow, Spirit is really helping me explain this to you quite well. You're really good at troubleshooting and problem solving. I love that. That's amazing. So you're blessed with a very strong mind, very competent mind. We have Ace of Coins. Nice, nice, nice. So you are definitely going to find new ways to make money always, because you're so smart. You're so astute. You learn new things. You're not that person that's like, okay, the only way I'm going to make money is if I go to this job. Like, no, you're like, how else can I make money? How do the rich people make their money? And it's like diversify, diversify, diversify. It's like your stock portfolio, right? You have to have a diverse stock portfolio. Ooh, the world. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So the blessing is you get to see the world. You get to meet people from all walks of life. You really get to live. Okay, it reminds me of this song. Actually, I thought about this too the other day. It's this song with Nicki Minaj and Drake, um, Moment for Life. I think that's the title of the song. It's like, I wish that I could have this moment for life, right? So that's like the chorus, anyways. But there's a line that Drake says that really sticks out to me. And he says, everybody dies, but not everybody lives. And that was like so profound to me. I mean, it still gives me the shivers when I hear that word because there's so many people that are still asleep, so many people that are just um, basically in the matrix and living this robotic kind of life, right? And they're just going through the motions of life and they're not really living. But not you, my loves, not you. You are blessed to experience life to the fullest. And this reminds me, I mean, I was chatting with my friend because I was in Mexico to celebrate his birthday a few weeks back. And, you know, we were talking about like how lucky we are to be able to go visit other countries and celebrate life and the journey of life and experience these new things. Like we went zip lining, we went on this banana boat at the beach, we did these food tours and got to taste all this wonderful, authentic Mexican cuisine by local guides, people born in Mexico, raised in Mexico, sharing their culture and their food with us. And there are some people who never hop on an airplane. There are some people who never leave the town, the city, the state that they were born. They never leave the country, right? There are some people who really have that kind of existence. And I'm not saying that I pity them or anything like that, because, you know, everyone has their own journey in life. Everyone has um, their purpose and their life path. But for me, personally, for me, like I can't imagine, right? And so this is so cool. Like you really have a blessed life where you have the money and the means to travel to different places and experience all that life has to offer, not just within your own culture and country, but in other places as well. Five of Wands, interesting. So what I'm seeing here is really you can overcome adversity. That your mind really helps you think through the problems, think through conflicts, to come out on top. Yeah. Knight of Swords, beautiful. So a lot of movement. Again, this very, very quick-minded, quick thinking. That's what this kind of speaks to here. And the Emperor. Oh, that's so interesting. Interesting. So what I'm seeing with this Emperor card is that a lot of you command respect because of your sharp mind, your experiences, your ability to learn and take in information, process it, and apply it. So that's where I've noticed, you know, when I coach people and when I work with even my patients when I worked in medicine, that a lot of people can absorb information. They can memorize facts, but it's this critical thinking and application of what you learned. That's where a lot of people kind of get stuck. They get stuck there. So you can tell them like, hey, do step 1, 2, 3. And they can be like a robot and do steps 1, 2, 3. But if they get faced with a problem, if it doesn't follow this 1, 2, 3 pattern, they're going to get so lost. They're going to get so frustrated. They're going to give up. And for you, you can be like, oh, well, I can solve this problem here if I just maybe alter the order, right? So instead of 1, 2, 3, if I maybe do 2, 1, 3, I'll be able to solve this, right? If I just do it in that order, right? So you really have this. I mean, I can't emphasize enough. I mean, you're probably like, okay, we get it. I'm smart. Maybe that's what you're thinking right now, but I just can't emphasize that it's not simply just smarts. Okay, like a lot of people, they think smarts is like, okay, I'm good at math, like I can do formulas, or I know how to read, or I can answer a bunch of questions on Jeopardy or whatever, right? I do really well at quiz nights. Or wait, quiz night, what is that thing called, where you break up into trivia night. It's not just that, y'all. It's really this intelligence of taking information and applying it in very different ways. So, oh, here's another example of this. You can take information that you learned about automobiles and you can apply that information to the way computers work. or the way that you can run a business or start a business. So you can just really transfer all this knowledge that you get from different fields, different industries, and apply it to a different industry. And that gets you a lot of respect, a lot of success. People really value your input, your opinions. They see you as an authority, like you are an authority on various subjects in life. Wow. Oh my God, that's so amazing. Okay, let me take a look and see what we have here as sort of like a big picture here. Okay, so this combination right here, there's a lot of notoriety here. Again, so you are definitely have an opportunity to be well known by a lot of people, right? You have a very wide social network here. Um, Not saying that necessarily for those of you that aren't interested in like being a celebrity, a movie star, a social influencer, or anything like that, that won't necessarily be the case for you, but it's just like you have a wide social network here. You have people from all different walks of life. So again, you're never going to be alone. You're going to have always someone to talk to, someone that can kind of like there's this thing that people used to have back in the day called a Rolodex. It's so weird that I have to say that stuff now. Like back in the day, like my gosh, how old am I, right? Um, so people used to have this Rolodex, and they would have all these different contacts that could help them with problems in different areas of life. Right? Like they have the plumber in there, they have their contact at City Hall, they have a lawyer friend, they have a baker, they have all these different contacts here. And so you do have this wide network, and people really connect with you and see you as a valuable part of that network and that social connection here because of your brilliant, brilliant mind. Yes, I said it again. I'm going to keep saying it so it gets programmed within you that you have an amazing mind. Okay, my love. So that was your reading. And if you enjoyed, you resonated with this, you're calling all of these wonderful things into your future, definitely like and comment down below. And of course, I invite you to subscribe to this channel if you resonate with this energies. That way you don't miss out on a future reading or future video. And I went ahead and just, if you want another reading, if you're just having fun doing this, there is a link right up here in the top right corner. You can click on that and go to another one of my readings and enjoy that as well. But otherwise, my love, sending you so much love and cosmic hug. I had so much fun doing this reading for you. I can't wait to do another one. See you again soon. Bye. Hey there, Star Fam! Welcome back to another reading here at Transform with Ryan. And oh my God, do we got a big one here. We are talking about your future, career, love and relationships, as well as blessings. So it's basically like 3 readings in one. So I hope you are in a comfortable spot here and you have some time to really absorb and take in all of this amazing information from Spirit. I highly recommend getting a beverage or a snack because this is going to be good. Get you some tea because I am dishing out the tea on your future. For those of you that are new to this channel, sending you a very warm welcome and aloha. So happy that you are here and that you found your way to this channel. Thank you so much for being drawn in and following that instinct, because you did not come to this channel by accident. Do let me know where you're tuning in from in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. So we're going to start with your career, like I mentioned earlier. So I'm just going to put these 2 cards off to the side here for the time being, okay? And we are going to focus in here on your career to start us off. And you were drawn to this card that says the thread. Okay, and what this card is really symbolizing and what I'm getting from Spirit is that your career is very much in line with your purpose. Why you came to this planet, why you are here, what do you have to contribute, why you chose to incarnate at this time and in this place. And so you're going to get a lot of fulfillment out of your career. It's going to feel very much aligned with you. You are going to feel like you are truly serving your purpose here in life. And your career is going to be quite the anchor and to your existence. You're going to feel like it's almost like the work that you do is very much synonymous with who you are as a person. It embodies your essence quite accurately and quite well. What I'm even getting for many of you is like it doesn't even feel like work. that's how aligned you are when it comes to your career path. It doesn't even feel like it's work. It just is just who you are. It's just your natural state of being, right? And I honestly think that's a beautiful position to be in, to like go to work and exchange services and time and effort for money to pay bills, get food, um, get a home, take trips, go on vacation, that kind of thing. Like that's really a blessing for not to feel like work. Some people dread waking up in the morning and the commute into work. They dread, clocking in as like they can't wait for the workday to be over. They can't wait for the weekend because they're not feeling it, right? That's that's definitely not the case with you. Not at all. Um, and that's really, really wonderful. Because let me tell you, I've had some jobs where I'm like, oh my God, this is definitely a job. It's not my passion. It's not what I want to be doing. Get me out of here. And it's not fun. It is not fun. So I'm happy that as far as your life path goes, that your career doesn't hold that energy for you or that vibe at all, not in the slightest. Let's get some tarot cards out to get more information here on the future of your career. Okay, so Spirit was like, definitely, I don't think I've done this before, but pair up the Wild Unknown archetype deck with the Wild Unknown tarot deck. So we're going to kind of synergize those energies together and pull forth some very powerful messages and insight regarding the future of your career. So let's see what we got coming out for you first. We have the Seven of Swords. We have, ooh, the World card. That's amazing. I love seeing that pop out in a reading. It's very close favorite next to the Star card for me. Ace of Swords. Sweet. Ace of Swords. Oh my God, I was just saying the star card. Wow. And you guys got the star card. So you got you got two of my favorite cards in the deck here. That is simply amazing. Like, I can't believe this is happening. I'm kind of jealous of your reading now. And we have the Mother of Cups. Okay, so let me take a look here at this. So, okay, first of all, let's just kind of get some of these really fun notions and vibrations and messages through first. Definitely you are going to have your dream job. That's what the Star and the World are showing me, is you are going to have your dream job. Whatever it is that you've always dreamed of doing, you're going to do it, and you're going to have a lot of success in that field, okay? And you're going to remember how I was saying earlier that you feel very, through your career, you feel very aligned with your purpose, your reason for being here on this planet. That's fulfilled with this World card. What I'm sensing too is that the work that you do has such a positive impact on those around you. Whatever industry you're in, you're really making a difference, okay? No matter how you feel or what you're thinking, you are making an impact. You are making a difference through your work, through your profession, through your career. And this card is very interesting here. There is a kind of a separate energy I'm feeling from this card compared to the rest. Wow, Spirit is actually telling me to draw a couple more cards to clarify this energy. That didn't happen with the other readings. So let's see. Let's see what we got here to clarify the Seven of Swords. Okay, those cards kind of flipped when I was shuffling. So we have the Eight of Cups and the Hanged Man. Okay, so what I'm seeing here with this trio is that it's not gonna be your first go, okay? So it might be the second job you have, the third job you have, the second career you choose, right? Before you feel this alignment. That's what I'm getting. Because with this Seven of Cups here, it's speaking to your dreams. So you have a 7 and a 7. So this is speaking to your dreams. This is speaking to some trickery or some deceit. Okay, so Um, what this is saying is that there's going to, and with the hangman, there's going to be this flipping of your perspective, this change in your perspective. So it's going to be like you started off thinking that this was your dream job, this was your dream career. And you get into it, you go to school for it, you train for it, whatever. You're working and doing that job. And then you start to realize a deeper part of yourself. Okay? You start to realize, like, hey, I thought that this would be aligned with me. Okay? And then the key thing is you thought that this would be aligned with you. You thought this is what you were supposed to be doing. Okay? And I'm getting the sense that there's a lot of social conditioning, social programming. It could be something like, oh, my parents are doctors, so I should be a doctor. My parents started this business, so I'm going to naturally inherit this business and run it, right? Like there is some kind of career path that was laid out for you. And because of all these years of conditioning and programming, you came to really believe that's what you should be doing. You're like, no doubt I should be a lawyer. No doubt I should be a repair person. No doubt I should be a chef or a cook or whatever. And then you came to realize, like, whoa, that's actually not what I want to be. And you're going to have a new perspective. You're going to have a shift and a change in your perspective. And you're going to realize that you were pursuing the dreams of other people around you. And you're going to then realize that you should be going after your dreams. So here we have this illusion, right? And then your perspective is going to flip. Boop. So now you're going to have this clarity. Okay, so do you see how this image flips? So here it's like the moon, and we're thinking it's like rainy and dreary and whatever. We're not seeing things clearly. And then the sun comes out and the clouds part. And now it's just clarity. You're going to have that clarity of like, hey, by experiencing what it's like to be doing something you shouldn't be doing that doesn't feel aligned with you, you have better sense now on what is aligned with you. Okay? So it's like, you know how some people say, how do you know you don't like it if you haven't tried it? Right? So you're that's not quite the exact same thing, but it's like you tried something out and you realize you really didn't like it, but that gave you a really big clue as to what you actually do like, what actually does motivate you to get out of bed every morning and go to work, which again, this second career path is not really going to feel like work. It's going to feel like you are doing what you were always meant here to do. It's going to feel very effortless at times, okay? So that's what this trickery was about. Like you were misled into thinking that this is who you were, what you were meant to be, and then you had this opportunity to really align yourself and really discover your purpose under your terms. Okay, wow, I love that. That's really beautiful. I love that. So with this Mother of Cups, what I'm sensing for many of you is that part of your career / purpose is really nurturing others and caring for others, providing for others, creating a really safe space for other people to like shine their light, to be who they are, to have their needs met. So that's a big part of your profession, your career, is providing for other people some good, some service that means a lot to them on an emotional level. They feel really fulfilled. It brings them joy, okay? So that could be a lot of different things, like music can bring people joy, bring people peace, bring people understanding. It can be an outlet for emotional release, right? Doctors, nurses, are teachers, caregivers. Those are very obvious choices as far as careers for people who show caring and nurturing for others, right? But even as, if you choose to be a lawyer, like people, if you fight for their rights, you fight for the justice system to recognize them and sort of deliver justice on their behalf, like that gives people all sorts of good feelings as well, to know that someone is advocating for them, someone is fighting for them. So there are many ways in which you can make people really feel good. Okay. And that could be part of the core meaning behind your purpose here is you're here to help people feel good, help people feel better, whatever form that takes. I mean, even maybe as a comedian, like helping people laugh and find joy again, okay? Dance instructor, connecting people with their bodies and the joy of movement and how it helps you feel even more alive when you connect with body. So, again, lots of different ways in which this could manifest for you, but just know that at the crux of your career and your profession is you're making people feel better. So, that is what we have here for. Oh, wait. Scratch that. We didn't talk as much about this Ace of Swords. I'm like sitting here about to gather the cards up, and I'm looking at this Ace of Swords, like, wait a second. So, with this, so new thoughts, new beginnings, new career path. So you're thinking about life in a different way that leads you on to this career that's more aligned with you, okay? That matches your purpose here. But also with these people that you're helping, it's like a fresh start for them, a fresh beginning. You open up their hearts, open up their minds with the services that you provide for people. You help offer solutions. Yes, that's what I'm getting here too with Ace of Swords. Is like you help them solve problems, like a problem that they have. And that's honestly the success for any business is helping people solve a problem that they have. So offering them the solution to a problem in their life. So you really do that. You really, really do that for them. Oh, look at all this rainbows too that we have. We have this rainbow in the star, this snake. It's like a Ouroboros or the infinity symbol, right? And then we have this kind of snake energy again too with the world here. And then this rainbow. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. So it's like all the dots are connecting. I love it. Okay, so that was your career. Let me put this card, the set to the side, and we're gonna next look at love and relationships, a very popular topic to discuss, right? So go ahead if you need to pause this video and just kind of soak in what we talked about with your career. Take a couple deep breaths to kind of refresh the energy because we're moving on to a different area of life, okay? And I'm going to enjoy that thirst quenching sip of water after all this talking. Let me just take a deep breath as well with all of you. Ooh, okay, so here we are looking at love and relationships. So let's see what it says on the back. Passion. Ooh, a magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. Oh my God. So definitely, this didn't come as strongly in the other readings, but this is all about romance. Romance. So the focus of your love and relationship section of your reading is about romance, hands down. So what I'm sensing is that you are very, very attractive to a lot of people. And so you will never be short on lovers, admirers, dates. What I'm sensing is, if like being single for you would have to be a choice because otherwise people are going to be knocking on your door, blowing up your DMs, getting on your phone, texting you, like asking you out. You don't ever have to be single if you don't want to be. You can jump from relationship to relationship until you find somebody that you really want to settle down with and commit to. That can definitely be the destiny, your future here. You're not going to experience long periods of singlehood unless that's what you want. But in general, you are going to have a lot of lovers and admirers, and it's going to be quite a passionate love life you're going to be having, like the card says here. And for those of you that, really value physical connection, you're going to have a lot of good physical connections. That's for sure. And don't be ashamed of that whatsoever. Like, you were given a body, experience the pleasures that that body can provide you. Of course. Just be safe about it, okay? Be safe, though. Be safe with it. Protect yourself. Let's pull some cards here from... Oh, wrong deck. Wrong deck. This deck. Let's pull some cards here from this tarot deck to get more information on this passionate love life of yours. Ooh, it's so fiery, so scandalous. Well, scandalous to old thinking people, anyway. So we have, ooh, the devil card. So a lot of carnal pleasures here, for sure, coming through with the devil card. And lots of temptation for you as well. A lot of I'm getting the sense that maybe some of you are heartbreakers. That's for sure. I'm getting the sense that some of you are heartbreakers. We have the Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, the Moon card, and the Six of Wands. Okay, wow, very interesting collection here that came out for you. So let's see where to start. So definitely heartbreaker here, a lot of temptations, a lot of you're very attractive, a lot of other attractive people are eyeing you as well. And what I'm getting here is like you really are the fantasy. Like a lot of people fantasize about you. And are very captivated by you. You're very magnetic of a personality. Yeah, I'm getting strong magnetic personality with the moon because the moon has its own like gravitational field. Obviously not as strong as the earth, but the moon's gravitational field is strong enough that it can affect the tides and the waves. So you have this way of affecting people's emotions. Like you get people feeling all sorts of ways, okay? Like some very, very intense emotions you bring out in people, like this lust, this desire. Maybe some people even get kind of obsessed with you even. And I'm curious about the Seven of Coins and Nine of Coins. Okay, so what's coming through with this card here is that a lot of people want to lock you down. It's like they want to put a ring on it. That's a lot of the attitude that you have. So again, you have a lot of suitors here, people that are like, they would want to marry you. They see a life with you. They want like you kind of check all the boxes. That's what I'm getting here. You know, as far as people like making a list of their criteria for their dream partner, like you fit a lot of those criteria, okay? Yeah, because the word that's coming through with card 7 is speculative. Okay, so it's like people assess you and they're looking at the pros and the cons, and they are seeing a lot of pros when it comes to you. Um, Now, I really want to call in some of your thoughts and opinions, though. This seems like a little bit weighted towards how people feel about you. What I'm seeing here is that you are definitely viewed as like a trophy husband, a trophy wife, a trophy partner, okay? Because people feel like they're very proud to have you in their arms, right? To be seen with you in public and like people seeing like, oh, they're a couple. It's like they feel very proud. They like to parade you around and show you off. They think so highly of you. They think you're so amazing and you're so awesome. And they're like, oh gosh, people are just going to be so jealous that I'm with you, right? Like that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. But so Spirit is like draw a few more cards. That's so interesting because I didn't feel the need to draw more cards for the other readings, but for your reading, we are just drawing cards left and right here. So let's kind of just see maybe a little bit more from your perspective, okay? Versus the perspective of other people. So we have the 8 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 9 of Wands, and the King of Cups. Okay, wow. So very interesting. So what I'm seeing for some of you is at times you would see your good looks as a bit of a burden. That's what I'm kind of seeing with this combination between 8 and 9. It's like, yeah, you're super attractive to a lot of people, and of course you have your attractions as well. But there's something about your dating history, your dating patterns, where it's like you want to be seen for something more than your looks. Um, and there's also this desire here for simpler things, right? Like a lot of these admirers, maybe they come at you with flaunting and sort of showing off their wealth, their belongings, their possessions, and I'm seeing that that doesn't necessarily appeal to you. Like it's a good thing, that they maybe make a lot of money, they have a lot of wealth and financial security about them, but that's not what moves you, okay? What really moves you is the simple things, like going back to your childhood, having fun with somebody, having this like friendship, this connection, this understanding between the two of you where you really see each other, you really get each other. Like that's really important to you, And it's like what came through from Spirit is this song from Jennifer Lopez, Love Don't Cost a Thing. Like that could be, maybe that's your anthem, or at least your very mindset, right? Where it's like, yeah, these people, they have money, they have wealth, they have good standing, like on the books, on paper, they look amazing. But what else is there beyond that? Like you want that connection. And here with the King of Cups, it's really connecting with people emotionally, being seen by people for who you really are and who they are. Okay. And with the King of Cups, it's this understanding that you really, again, you really get each other. The King of Cups sees you for all your beautiful emotions and your experiences and who you are as a person, like all the things that made you, you. Okay. And that's what I'm seeing is what you're really looking for here. And I'm also, there's a lot of high numbers here. We have nothing under the number 5. Okay. Like the 1 and the 8 reduces to a 9. The 1 and the 5 reduces to a 6. So it's all 6 and above. And versus, 5 and below, 1 through 5, like those kind of lower digit kind of numbers, all these higher numbers. So what I'm sensing, what that's telling me is you might have to kiss a lot of toads before you find your prince or princess charming, is what I'm getting. Like you're really going to have to filter through all these admirers and these people asking you out on a date to find that your diamond in the rough. Okay, that needle in the haystack. That's sort of part of your journey in life, is that you really appeal to a lot of people, but now it's about what connections mean the most to you and how can you filter it out? How can you determine who you should go on a date with versus who you shouldn't, with very little information on hand, right? Like really sensing it out, feeling it out of who's really worth your time. Okay. Now, of course, if you want to have fun, like, hey, there's lots of opportunities here for you to have fun. But when you feel like you want something deeper or a stronger connection, you might have to do a little bit of work when it comes to that. Okay. And really weeding things out. Okay. Wow. Oh my God. So very interesting with this part. Okay. So that's wonderful. A lot of information on the dating life for you for sure here. Okay. So let's take another deep breath. Excuse me. And if you need to pause and kind of integrate and soak all that information in for the future of your relationship world, by all means do so. I'm going to take a sip of my water and we're going to get into your blessings here. Okay, so looking at your blessings, we have psychic protection. Around me now, a shield of gold protecting me, strong and bold. So the blessings here that I'm getting is you have a lot of people that are going to protect you in this life. Like you have best friends, you have family members that are really going to be sort of the guards when it comes to your life. Okay, so we were just recently talking about your admirers, right? So it's kind of like what I'm seeing here is this picture of if you know you really connect with someone and you want to bring them home to introduce them to your family. There are some definitely some overprotective parents, some overprotective siblings here that are having your back, that are looking out for you. And same goes with your friends are definitely going to be sizing up your partners, anyone else, anyone new in your life, okay? There are people around you that are super protective of you. So even if it's a new friend, your old friends are going to be like, okay, what is this person about? Is this person using my friend? Whatever. So it's not just limited to your love life. You have people around you that are protecting you always and looking out for your best interests. And that comes um, to everything again. Like people are looking out to make sure you're not going to get robbed or you're going to get cheated out of something. They definitely are looking out for your financial security and well-being as well as your emotional security and well-being. Um, yeah, you have like I'm seeing like this army of protectors is the word that I'm getting. Like such a huge blessing that everyone is looking out for you, that you're very much cared for and cared about. I love that. Okay, let's get some more information on these blessings here in your future and in your life. Um, what I'm getting here from this too is you always have a place to stay. Like you can always crash in somebody's house, or somebody will always have a guest room for you, a bed for you. There's always going to be food for you to eat. There are a lot of people that are really wanting to take care of you. And that's just not your lover or your spouse, whoever you ultimately end up wanting to be with. Everybody, your coworkers, even your boss, like everybody wants to take care of you. Oh, that's so beautiful. You know, some people are a little bit limited in their social connections and their um, friendship circle and stuff. And you know, some people maybe they've lost family, but you, like, oh my gosh, you have that in abundance. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So we have four of coins. So I see this huge bird here that's protecting this smaller woman, right? So definitely protected here. There's a lot of stability for you. Page of Cups. Lovely, lovely. Two of Coins. Four of Swords. And Ace of Wands. Amazing, amazing. Okay. So we definitely see this theme here of being protected, always looked out for in this card. But also here we have this woman who has these two babies that are like half man, half bear. And she's taking care of them and she's providing for them. She's loving them regardless of their appearances. And that's the same sentiment for your family. Like they see beyond your looks and your friends, right? They see beyond your looks. Like there's your admirers who are really focused on your looks and all about that at first glance. Maybe, of course, some of them will go deeper than that. But, you know, your family sees you for who you are and they love you for the real you, okay? And they value you. That's what I'm getting with this coins energy is they really value you. Okay? Um and this with the four of swords, they are like they will tie somebody up and throw them to the side if they are a wolf in sheep's clothing, right? They are keeping an eye out for you. They're like, "Hold on a second. That looks fishy. That doesn't look right. Get them out of here." And what with this card here, I believe in this particular deck, I don't know why I'm called to bring this up. I didn't really bring it up in the other decks, but this is the story of Fenrir. I don't know. Oh my god, I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but it's the wolf son of Loki. Um, and People were afraid. The Norse gods were afraid because they thought Fenrir. Oh my god! Why do I feel like I'm saying that so weird? It's like coming out of my tongue, so weird. Um, they believed that this was the herald of Ragnarok, which is kind of like the apocalypse, the end of times, the end of days. And so they bound Fenrir up and like imprisoned him. And ultimately, I think he ended up breaking free. But you know, what this story and how it relates to you is they're really looking out for people that could destroy you, okay? People that don't have your best interests at heart or in mind, who won't take care of you and treasure you like they do. So they're looking out for you and trying to identify those people and like quickly, dispatching them, if you will, like saying like, hey, I don't think you should be with this person, or maybe it's one of those side conversations they have, like when you go to the restroom or you step out for a moment, they like really hone in and they corner this person. It's like, hey, if you do anything to mess my friend over, my sibling over, my whoever over, I'm gonna come after you, right? And so they really put people in their place and they make it very clear that, hey, don't mess with you. We got your back, okay? Don't do anything shady. Don't do anything suspicious. Don't do anything dishonest, because you will have this whole army of people gunning for you. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And here with this, this is so interesting. Okay, again, I'm being called to share this story. So this story, depicted here with the Ace of Wands, is there was someone who was given this magical wand that whatever they painted would actually come to life. Okay? And what this person ended up doing is they saw all the problems and the suffering of the villagers around them, and so they would paint these things that would help solve these problems, alleviate the struggles, right? And so they would use this powerful tool to do very good deeds. And so the townspeople loved them and they praised this person, and they were very revered by the community and the villagers. And so that's kind of your situation, is that you do really good and beautiful and wonderful things, and those blessings come back to you tenfold. Okay, like your actions. Yeah, you have this physical beauty, but it's like something about your heart and your passion for doing the right thing and helping others. That's what's so attractive about you and magnetic about you in reality. Okay, like, yeah, sure, your looks are magnetic and attractive, but it's really the good that you do that brings the blessings into your life. Okay, that's why people want to help you out, because you do good things for them. You make them feel good. Kind of going back to your career, you make people feel good. And in turn, they want to make sure you feel good and you're cared for as well. That they have your back, just like you had their back. Oh my God, I love that. That's so amazing. Oh, you're such a beautiful soul. I love it. Now, what we didn't talk about this Page of Cups here. What am I seeing here with this Page of Cups? It's so interesting that there's multiple moons here. And it looks like these are like fireflies. I feel like that's the key element here in this picture. I also see this rabbit. So people feel really safe around you, okay? So not only are you protected, but people feel protected by you as well, okay? This rabbit is here. It feels safe to be so close to this human being. This myth, I don't know. I did not read about the myth that's depicted here in this image. But intuitively, what I'm getting here is more love and compassion, and that you are sort of this light in the darkness. Okay, like, I mean, my gosh, there's 6 moons here on top of fireflies to illuminate the night sky. And so for some people, like, you're the sun. You're the blessing of the sun. You light up their life. You light up their world. You bring clarity where there is confusion. and doubt and worry. And so, in that way, you really bless people's lives. So it's really interesting. You have this blessing of being protected and being always provided for, and people that will always take you in and take care of you. And it's because you're this treasured and coveted light within their life. You are a blessing. Just as you are blessed, you are a blessing for other people. Oh, I love that. That's so sweet. That's so adorable. Um, yeah. Yeah, I was like thinking about what else I can share with you on this, and I really feel like that encompasses it all. That's amazing. Oh, I love it. So, if you enjoyed your reading, it resonated with you, you're calling all these beautiful energies into your life, these blessings here as well. You're affirming that. Please like and comment down below. And if you this resonated with you, if you're vibing with the energies here on this channel, by all means, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any future videos that are uploaded here. And if you're interested, I did link another video up here in the top right corner. You can definitely go to that, but I know we covered a lot here, so it's totally cool if you're not really feeling that right now. You can always come back to that later. And otherwise, I'm sending you all so much love and cosmic hugs. It was such a joy and a pleasure to do this reading for all of you. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I'll catch you hopefully again soon on a future reading. Take care. Bye.